So last night we ran this car again, and this is number 3 run on this car, and we did pretty good. In our heat, we ended up winning our heat, and we went to finals, and we ended up winning the finals. I was pretty impressed. I kind of went there with this car thinking it was a pile of junk. After being hit so hard in Rockton, the bumper from Rockton went right through the door and hit the cage so hard it rattled the fuel pump till it died. I went to Erin with having to weld the back end together because, if you guys remember, the subframe went to crack. Well, good news is it's even worse right now. But came out of the heat, and I went to check to see if I could put some water in the rad, and I couldn't because the bottom of the rad was missing. So we just kind of left that. As I came out of the ring, my car started smoking because, again, even with all the duct tape and the covers and everything over top of it, the alternator still grounded out to the hood. So I basically pulled the wire that controls the alternator. I just pulled it right out. It's over there. So I went into finals with no rad, no alternator, no fans. Just kind of give it my all. And it actually paid out. I couldn't believe it. This car here, I knew the back end was pretty much junk. After the heat, I lost all trailing arms to this rear driver's side tire. And that's just because of how big a shot this thing took in Rockton. So what we ended up doing was drilling a hole through the floor and running seat belts from the trailing arms through the hole in the floor and back, just to try to hold that tire up tighter to the body to try to keep the body off the ground. And I think it worked out pretty good. But Erin, I knew how bad the back was. I could not use the back, and I knew my subframe was rotted and broken into 6 or 7 different pieces. So I tried to keep using the front as much as possible. But with no power steering, and I got flat tires pretty early on, that I just basically tried to keep using the front as much as I could because I knew there was nothing back there. And I did get turned around a couple times and took some bad shots to that back corner, and as you can see, the door is completely folded up. The floors in the car are 100% gone. So I knew I had nothing left back here. The roof is gone all the way to the cage. In the finals, I took one heck of a driver door shot, and it was by a younger lady, but it was not even her fault. She went and hit another person, and she drove right through them, and she had so much speed, she couldn't stop, and she waylaid this door. But I gave her thumbs up almost instantly, and after the derby, I went right up to her, and she's like, "I'm so sorry," and I said, "You know what? Stuff happens. I don't go in there thinking I'm not going to get hit." I told her, "You drove as best as you could drive, and it was not your fault," and she seemed very relieved. And that's something that does happen in this sport. You do get hit in the driver door. Just take it like a champ. There's no sense complaining to somebody. Shit happens. I've hit driver doors. I've been hit in the driver door. I'm telling you right now, if you're going to do this sport, you're going to hit a driver door. Mazda 3 bumper is still holding up. I'm really impressed with this bumper. The radiator is not doing so well. It's basically 100% garbage is the best way to put it. I have not got the hood open yet, so I don't really know what it's like underneath the hood, but the thing still runs and drives. But after the heat, driving back to the truck, it was making some loud thudding noise out of the hood. So I imagine the motor is just about junk. Rear frame rails are basically have not really moved that much, but now that the driver's side subframe is in such bad shape, there's nothing left of the back of this car. Nothing. I'm really surprised at how much the passenger side did not get picked on this car, just the driver's side. But I guess that's what happens sometimes, right? This is sometimes why I really like aluminum rims, because the aluminum oxidizes and holds those tires on there so good. Like, you can tell that tire was just gripping in. Yes, I lost some height, but that tire was throwing mud like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, the passenger side's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be after a couple derbies, but this car right here has won us the most amount of trophies out of any car we've ever owned. Cassandra brought home a figure 8 trophy with it in Grand Valley. I brought home a mini win out of 21 cars in Grand Valley. And then in Erin, it won its heat, which I believe there was 10 or 11 cars in its heat. And then it went to finals where there was another 9 cars. But the total mini count in Erin was just under 40. It was 39 cars entered into mini in Erin. And this thing pulled out a win there as well. I kind of want to run it again, but there's no derbies left this year where I can run this car. And it's probably a better thing that I don't run it, but I just want to see if I can get another trophy. I've never had a car do this well for me, so I don't know. But the real sad part is coming up today or tomorrow, I gotta remove the cage out of the car, I gotta remove the fuel cell, I gotta remove my battery, and I gotta get it all switched over to another car because I'm building a car to be ran in 2 weeks, and I need all these parts to be inside that car. Good news is though, guys, I've got some in-car footage, so stay tuned for that. Remember guys, if you have any videos, photos, or stories that you want to share, please put them on Zach's Workshop on Facebook. I basically comment to every post that goes up there, or leave a comment in the video below, in the comment box below. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.